Back to Francis Marion University, Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium for Game 2 of our Peach Belt Conference doubleheader this afternoon. Francis Marion won the opener 5-2. They have evened the series now at 1 game apiece. And so our second game becomes the rubber match of this weekend series. Game 2 lineup for Flagler: batting first, center field, Jake Kaufman. Batting second at second base, Matthew Burke. Batting third in right field, Adam Mitchell. Batting fourth, the DH, Ashton Thomas. Batting fifth at third base, Jaden Ward. Batting sixth in left field, Chase Carney. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Donovan Garcia. Batting eighth at first base, Drew Arnett. And batting ninth and catching, Griffin Garcia. Daniel Fisher will be on the mound for Flagler. On the mound for your Patriots today in game number 2, senior right-hander Bailey Wendell. 1-2 record, 4.24 ERA. This will be his 7th appearance, his 5th start, 23 innings pitched, 22 hits allowed, 12 runs, 11 of those earned, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .250 against him. First pitch comes in at 3:45 p.m. Nice, tidy 2 hours and 13 minutes for game number 1. Jake Kaufman, senior center fielder. Leadoff batter. Hits that one in the air, right side. Will Hardy in foul territory makes the catch for out number 1. Patriot defense: Hegan in left, Hanna in center, Crapo in right, Skull at third, Maddox at short, Wakefield at second, Hardy at first. Tristan Freeman doing the catching duties here in game number 2, and Bailey Wendell on the mound. Matthew Burke will stand in, the second baseman, freshman, batting .247, 13 runs scored, 4 doubles, a homer, 10 RBIs, .339 on base percentage. Burke is 1 for 7 in the series. Umpires today: Mike Parnell behind home plate, Rich Barons at first base, and Gary Smetana at third base. Line drive, right center field. That will get in for a base hit. So Burke has a 1-out single here in the top of the first inning. Again, Caleb Reeves directing the webcast this afternoon. Deasia Griffin, Jakari Tisdale, and Daryl Bell on the cameras. Jake Globe handling live stats and official scoring, and I'm Michael Hawkins, the Associate Athletic Director for Communication Services here at Francis Marion. We welcome you in on this Easter weekend. Adam Mitchell is at the plate for Flagler, right fielder, batting .316. Lines a shot into right field. That'll be a base hit. Burke will go to third. Nice play by Crapo on right to hold Mitchell to a single. But the Saints have runners on the corners now with 1 out here in the top of the first. Ashton Thomas, who's played first base the first 2 games of the series, is the DH here in game number 2. Thomas is 5 for 10 in the series. He had 4 hits last night and 1 in game number 1 today. Runner from first goes. Pitch is fouled off over toward the softball stadium. quickly Wendell ahead in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Game time temperature was 59. Still not a cloud in the sky. Haven't seen one all day. Hit in the air, shallow center. Hannah cannot get to it. And that'll be an RBI single for Thomas. And the Saints will take the quick 1-0 lead. Mitchell stops at second. So runners on first and second now with 1 out. And a quick visit to the mound now by Kyle Gallman to talk with his senior starting pitcher. Around the Peach Belt, game 1 of a doubleheader. Georgia Southwestern leads Georgia College 5-3, top of the 9th. Bottom of the 7th, Columbus State leads North Georgia 9-2. That's game number 1. Young Harrison Lander tied up at 5-5 in the top of the 10th inning. And UNC Pembroke defeated Augusta 14-3 in game 1 of their doubleheader. Jaden Ward in the box now for the Saints. The freshman batting .247. Saints have taken a quick 1-0 lead. RBI single by Ashton Thomas. His 6th hit of the series. That ball's in the dirt. Tristan Freeman had trouble finding it, but the runners could not advance. Ward batting .247 on the season, 13 runs scored, 4 doubles, couple homers, 16 RBIs. That shares the team lead. .312 on base percentage. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. And Wendell has rallied to even the count now at 2-2. Ward lays off that high fastball and count now full. Mitchell, the runner at second. Thomas, the runner at first now. A full count with 1 out here in the top of the 1st inning. And that pitch catches a piece of Ward, so he will trot down to first base with the hit by pitch. It would have been ball 4 otherwise as well. But now the bases are loaded and only 1 out for the left fielder, Chase Carney. Carney batting .248, 11 runs scored, 3 doubles, no homers, 11 RBIs, .300 on base percentage. Carney 4 for 7 in the series. There is early action down in the Patriot bullpen. Ethan Meese warming for the Patriots. And that pitch hits Kearney. So a second straight hit batter will force in a run. A painful RBI for Kearney. And the Saints now lead 2-0 here in the top of the first. Donovan Garcia, the shortstop, will stand in next. He's batting .255. 4 runs scored, a double, a homer, 6 RBIs. 4 of those RBIs have come here in this series. He is 3 for 6 at the plate. Wendell back in the full windup now with the bases loaded. Infield playing in at the corners. Back at double play depth up the middle. Oh, 0-2 pitch, fouled off at the plate. Garcia stays alive. I'm going out on a limb to say that Donovan Garcia, the starting shortstop, and Griffin Garcia, the starting catcher in game number 2, are twins, or at the very least brothers, both freshmen out of Odessa, Florida, and Steinbrenner High School. Griffin Garcia did not play in the first 2 games, but he's catching here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Fly ball down the right field line. It'll be in foul territory. Crapo coming on. Can't get to it. Lands right by the tarp. So the count will remain 2-2. Popped up on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. Wakefield underneath it. Shallow right makes the catch, however, 4 out number 2. That'll bring up the first baseman, freshman Drew Annette. Annette's first appearance of the series. He's batting .200 on the season. A double, 1 RBI, .333 on base percentage. Strike poured in there by Bailey Wendell. Count now even at 1-1. Top of the first inning here in game number 2 of our doubleheader. Flagler with 2 quick runs. Nice stop by Freeman behind the plate. Hit in the air, shallow left center. Hannah coming on and will make the catch for out number 3. So Patriots give up a pair, but they escape further damage as the Saints leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Flagler 2, Francis Marion nothing. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swan Fox Club is the fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swan Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 Patriot lineup here for game 2. Batting leadoff, the center field, Bill Hanna. Second baseman, Tanner Wakefield. First baseman, Will Hardy. Shortstop, Todd Maddox. The DH, Carson Jones. Right fielder, Colby Crapo. Left fielder, Jack Hegan. Third baseman, Mickey Skull. And catching and batting ninth, Tristan Freeman. On the mound for Flagler, Daniel Fisher, freshman left-hander. Making his first start of the season, he has appeared in 7 games in relief. A 1-0 record, 4.22 ERA, 10 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 5 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts. And opponents are batting .231 against him. Fisher out of Sewanee, Georgia, and Lambert High School, 5'11". He will face a Patriot lineup that does have a couple of left-handed bats in it, Will Hardy and Colby Crapo. The Saints defense behind Fisher: Carney left, Kaufman in center, and Mitchell in right. Ward at third, Donovan Garcia at short, Burke at second, Annette at first, and Griffin Garcia behind the plate. Bill Hanna will lead off for the Patriots. Hanna batting .250 on the season, 18 runs scored, 2 doubles, no homers, 9 RBIs, .326 on base percentage. Hanna 1 for 9 in the series. We mentioned in game 1 he leads the Patriots in stolen bases, 6 out of 8. One is swung on and missed by the Lake City native. As we've mentioned before, first inning has been big for the Patriots. They have scored in the first inning in 10 of their last 11 conference games, including game number 1 of the doubleheader today. And for the season, Patriots have outscored their opponents 34-17 in the initial frame. Called strike 3, and Hanna is down on strikes for out number 1. Tanner Wakefield, bat next, junior second baseman, .348 average, 16 runs scored, 5 doubles, no homers, 12 RBIs, a .505 on base percentage, which ranks him right up there among the leaders in the Peach Belt Conference. Wakefield 4 for 8 in this series. He's had a pair of hits in each of the first 2 games. Count now 3-1. Be interesting to see how far Fisher can go today, this being his first collegiate start. And that's ball 4, so the Patriots have a base runner now with 1 out as Wakefield walks. That will extend his streak of safely reaching base now to 17 consecutive games. And that'll bring up Will Hardy, first baseman. Hardy batting .374, 24 runs scored, 6 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, 17 RBIs, and a .420 on base percentage. Hardy went 0 for 5 last night, but was 1 for 3, including a double and a walk and a run scored in game number 1 of our doubleheader. Swing and a miss at a off-speed pitch. Count now even at 1-1. Again, with Wakefield being held on at first, Hardy does have a hole to hit through on the right side. He can pull the ball that way. Lifts it in the air, foul, wide of third. Ward over, has room, and makes the catch for out number 2. So that'll leave it up to Todd Maddox if the Patriots are going to score here in the first frame. Maddox, senior shortstop, batting .404 on the season, 26 runs scored, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers, 26 RBIs, which leads the team, and a .455 on base percentage. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going, and he has safely reached base in each of his last 29 games dating back to last season. He drove in a pair of runs in the first game of the doubleheader with a sacrifice fly and a bloop single to right center. He's 3 for 7 in the 2 games of this series so far. And the count quickly reaches 3-0 here against the Patriot cleanup man. Wakefield hasn't quite figured out Fisher's move yet, as he's been going back to the bag each time he's delivered to the plate. And that's a 4-pitch walk to Maddox. So Wakefield will advance to scoring position now with 2 outs. Maddox to first for Carson Jones, the DH. Carson batting .240. 4 runs scored, a double, no homers, 9 RBIs, and a .296 on base percentage. He did not play in game 1 of the doubleheader. Last night he was 1 for 4, but drove in a couple of runs. Jones out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, and a product of Fort Mill High School. Line to right center field. Kaufman cruising over and will make the catch for out number 3. So the Patriots do fail to score in the first. We'll see if we can make up those runs in later innings. We played 1 full inning, Flagler 2, Francis Marion nothing. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Griffin Garcia leading off the Flagler second inning. Count goes 3-0. Freshman catcher batting .053. Has a run scored, no RBIs. And there's a leadoff walk on 4 pitches to the number 9 batter. That will bring Art Nabaden out for a quick visit, and I believe that will be a pitching change. So we'll be back in 30 seconds. Tell you who the new Francis Marion hurler is.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
New pitcher for the Patriots, Ethan Meese, senior right-hander out of Waynesville, North Carolina, Tuscola High School. Meese is making his 5th appearance, all in relief. No record, no saves. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. So starter Bailey Wendell lasted only 1 inning. Gave up 2 runs, both of which were earned. Gave up 3 hits. Walked 1 and hit a couple batters. And of course, he's responsible for the runner at first. As the Flagler lineup flips back to the top, and leadoff man Jake Kaufman Kaufman stands in against the Francis Marion right-hander. Looked to bunt, but pulled it back and took high for ball 1. Again high as Kaufman was looking to bunt. Not sure he's bunting as much to sacrifice as maybe get a base hit, although the Skull, the third baseman, is playing in on the lip of the infield grass. Runner goes, pitches high, throw down, in time, and Griffin Garcia is caught stealing. Wakefield took the throw, applied the tag. So the line is finished on starter Bailey Wendell, just 2 runs allowed. But Jake Kaufman now takes a walk down to first, and he'll be there with 1 out. For the second baseman, Matthew Burke. Burke singled and scored a run in the first inning. Jake, something tells me this game probably won't end in 2 hours and 13 minutes. That's just an educated guess so far. Early returns. Meese evens the count at 1-1 to the Saints second baseman. Off-speed pitch catches the inside corner and evens the count 2-2. Line to center field. Hannah coming in quickly and will make the catch for out number 2. Kaufman remains at first base. Remember, Kaufman is second in the Peach Belt in stolen bases, 14 for 14 on the season. Adam Mitchell, the right fielder, will stand in next. He singled and scored a run in the second inning, or in the first inning. His season average now up to 323. Runner goes, pitch is high, throw down. Might have been in time, but the ball was in Wakefield's glove, and as the runner slid in, it popped it out of the glove. So stolen base for Kaufman, number 15 of the year for him, and he's now in scoring position with 2 outs. Would have been interesting. I think he might have been out if Wakefield had been able to hold on to the ball. Tristan Freeman is thrown out. 3 of 5 runners attempting to steal. And Mitchell pops up to Wakefield at second for out number 3. So the pair of walks don't come back to haunt the Patriots. And Flagler strands a runner in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the second. Flagler 2, Francis Marion nothing. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Colby Crapo to lead off the Patriots' second inning, followed by Jack Egan and Mickey Skoll. Crapo season average now 227. No homers, 8 RBIs. 3 of those came on a bases clearing double in game number 1 today. Crapo now down in the count to Fisher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called strike 3 outside corner. Crapo is out number 1 here in the second. Georgia Southwestern has defeated Georgia College 6-3, game 1 of their doubleheader. Columbus State defeated North Georgia 12-2, game 1 of their doubleheader. Young, Harris, and Lander still tied at 5 now, with Lander batting in the bottom of the 11th. Jack Hegan, Patriot left fielder, quickly down in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Hegan batting .295, 17 runs scored, a couple doubles, a triple, a homer, 9 RBIs, .350 on base percentage. Two-two pitch to Hegan. Swung on, missed. Third baseman Mickey Skull will stand in, batting .167 on the season. 8 runs scored, a double, no homers, 2 RBIs. On base percentage of .412. Skull 1 for 6 in the series. He fouls the first pitch off. Ground ball to third. Ward fields, throws across, and the Patriots are retired in order in the second. We head to the top of the third. Flagler 2, Francis Marion nothing. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swamp Fox Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swamp Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 Francis Marion has been around for more than 50 years, but now more than ever, we're looking to the future. 13 new programs in 6 years, majors in engineering, advanced healthcare, environmental science, and more on the way. New programs that meet the challenges of tomorrow. Your future depends on what you study today, and at Francis Marion University, your future is bright. Thomas, Ward, and Carney to bat for Saints here in the third inning. Thomas is 1 for 1 with an RBI single back in the first inning. And Ethan Meese falls behind the Saints DH. 3 balls and no strikes. Thomas green lighted. Swung through a fastball for strike one. Thomas's season average now up to 297, just shy of the 300 mark. Patriots employing the shift with Maddox on the first base side of second base, Wakefield in shallow right field. And Mickey Skoll playing about the 5.5 hole on the left side of the infield, the lone fielder on that side of the field, outside of left fielder Jack Hegan. Three-two pitch. Tied him up inside. He swung and missed, but the ball gets back to the backstop, and Thomas will strike out but reach on the wild pitch. So the leadoff man is on for Flagler here in the top of the third, albeit via the strikeout. Jaden Ward stands in. Ward was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Patriots back to the normal defense now. Meese quickly ahead in the count now. No balls and two strikes to Flagler, third baseman. Ward's season average now at 247. Got a couple of homers, 16 RBIs. Again, we'll have volleyball action for you on Tuesday night here on the Patriot Sports Network. Patriots host UNC Pembroke, 6 o'clock. Back for a baseball doubleheader with Georgia College on Wednesday. First game starts at 3 o'clock. Off-speed pitch, nice called, strike three. Ward is out number one. And next Friday, volleyball action as the Patriots will host Georgia College. First serve there again, 6 o'clock in the Smith University Center. Chase Carney bats next for Flagler. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, so he picked up an RBI. That was in the first inning. His season average now at 248. Hit in the air, shallow center. Hannah in, makes the catch for out number two as Thomas retreats back to first base. Donovan Garcia, the shortstop, will stand in next. 0 for 1 today. Garcia 3 for 7 now in the series. 4 RBIs. Line drive left field, that's a base hit. Thomas will stop at second. And so with 2 outs, the Saints have runners on first and second. For first baseman, Drew Annette. Annette out of Madison, Florida, and a graduate of Madison County High School, 6'2" freshman. Bats from the right side. 0 for 1 today. A 182 season average, no homers, 1 RBI. Ground ball to Maddox at short. Backhanded. The throw to second. In time, barely, to nip the speedy Garcia for the force out and out number 3. Close play at second, but he was out. Saints strand a pair of base runners. We head to the bottom of the third. Flagler 2, Francis Marion nothing. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Tristan Freeman to lead off the Patriot third, followed by Bill Hanna and Tanner Wakefield. Freeman batting .077 on the season. No homers, no RBIs. On base percentage of .200. He caught Friday night's game. Went 0 for 3. Daniel Fisher now 34 pitches as he throws here in the third inning. No hits allowed, no runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Tied up Freeman. Ball was in the dirt, so they'll throw down to retire him at first on the strikeout. So Bill Hanna, he was a strikeout victim his first trip. Will stand in. Patriots won the opener today, 5-2. This now becomes the rubber game of the 3-game series. Flagler won Friday night 11-6. That pitch a little upstairs. Count now 2-1. Get a good look there at the Lake City native, Bill Hanna. Outside count now 3-1. And that's ball 4. So Hanna, the top base stealer for the Patriots, draws the 1-out walk. And Hanna 6 of 8 in stolen bases this season. Tanner Wakefield will come up. Wakefield batting .348 on the season. He walked his first trip, improving his on-base percentage, which is over .500. Wakefield moved up into the number 2 hole for this game. Spent most of the season, even with the impressive on-base percentage, down in the lower third of the lineup. Count goes 2-0. And that's ball 3. So Fisher has missed on 5 straight, and that will send some folks down to the bullpen. Again, we mentioned this is Fisher's first collegiate start. And there's ball 4 to Wakefield. So a pair of one-out walks have a runner in scoring position now for Will Hardy. Hardy fouled out to the third baseman back in the first. On the season, Hardy's driven in 17 runs. Season average now 370. Todd Maddox is in the on-deck circle. Fisher pours first pitch in there for called strike. Oh, 1 is ripped, but a nice stop by the second baseman Burke. They get the force at second with Garcia covering, but no chance at a double play. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs for Todd Maddox. Maddox walked his first trip to extend his streak of safely reaching base to, is it 29 or 30 games? I lose track when we play a doubleheader. 30 games. Ground ball to Ward at third. He fields and throws across to retire Maddox. So the Patriots squander scoring opportunity with a couple of one-out walks. We played 3 full innings. Flagler leads your Patriots 2-0. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
Francis Marion University Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Ken Jackson Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Rains Hospitality including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Courtyard by Marriott, Comfort Inn, and Hyatt Place, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, Chick-fil-A, CN3 Performance Enhancement, FBI Construction, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC and Arby's, Florence Toyota, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzle and Steakhouse, State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. Congratulations to the Francis Marion men's soccer team for qualifying for the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Patriots will play at nationally ranked and top-seeded Lander University in a semifinal match Wednesday at 7 o'clock. You can check our website, FMUpatriots.com, for live stats and live video link of that match. That will be a rematch of last season's Peach Belt Tournament Championship match, which the Patriots won over Lander 1-0. Griffin Garcia, catcher, leads off the top of the 4th inning. Garcia, switch hitter, walked back in the 2nd inning and then was caught stealing. Nice pitch by Meese to even the count at 2-2. Struck him out on a ball in the dirt. Freeman will throw down to Hardy at first. Strikeout number 2 for Meese since he entered in relief of the Patriots starter. Jake Kaufman, the leadoff man, will stand in next. He's 0 for 1. Walked and stole a base in the second inning, but was stranded there. One pitch is high. Check swing, but he went, so the count now even 2-2. Kaufman's season average now at 266. In the dirt, and that runs the count full. Kaufman out of McDonough, Georgia. He's a transfer from Southern Union State Community College. Just missed outside, and so Kaufman draws a one-out walk. As we mentioned, Kaufman 15 for 15 in stolen bases this season, second best in the Peach Belt Conference. And that'll bring Matthew Burke to the plate. Burke 1 for 2, a single and a run scored in the first inning. Want to be careful with any pitches on the inside part of the plate, as we've mentioned Burke among the conference leaders in hit by pitches. Some people just make an art of that. He squares to bunt, takes ball 1. One pitch is fouled off over toward Hartzler Soccer Field. Young Harris has taken a 6-5 lead over Lander. That's in the 12th inning in Greenwood. The Bearcats now batting in the bottom of the 12th, needing 1 to keep the game going or 2 to win. Ground ball to Maddox at short. The acrobatic flip to Wakefield at second for the force. And Burke replaces Kaufman as the runner at first. Adam Mitchell, 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the first inning, popped to second in his next plate appearance. That one plunks him right in the middle of the back. So the Saints have runners at first and second now with 2 outs for the cleanup man, Ashton Thomas. Thomas, 1 for 2, an RBI single in the first. He's got 6 hits now in the series. Had 4 last night and 1 in game 1 today. Speaking of the FMU men's soccer, head coach Luis Rincon in attendance after the team finished its practice over on Hartzler Field. Again, the Patriots employing the shift on Thomas. Not quite as pronounced because Maddox, and they're going to go back to the normal positioning as Maddox was having to hold the runner at second, and Skull obviously had to stay closer to third. So more of the traditional defensive positioning, although Maddox is still shaded more up toward the middle. Pulled sharply foul, that was, by Thomas. Count now 2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Action down in the Flagler bullpen. Thomas stays alive by getting a piece of it, fouling it off. Outside corner just misses, ball 3. Patriot umpires in the crowd thought that could have been strike 3, but no, ball 3. So full count now with 2 outs. The runners will be on the move. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Dropped by Freeman, but he tags the runner for out number 3. So the Saints strand a couple of base runners again. Francis Marion trails 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Bottom of the fourth inning, Jones, Crapo, and Hegan due up for your Patriots. Jones 0 for 1, a fly out to right. As Daniel Fisher continues on the mound for Flagler. There is action in the bullpen, though. Fisher came in with 10 2/3 innings pitched in 7 appearances, so without seeing his season game-by-game reports, I'd have to fathom a guess this is probably reaching or surpassing his season-long stint as he pitches here in the fourth inning. But he's thrown 3 scoreless frames, allowed the Saints to take a 2-0 lead. So it's a final now from Greenwood as Young Harris has defeated Lander 6-5. Ground ball inside at third, olayed by the third baseman. That'll be extra bases for Carson Jones. And a leadoff double puts the Patriot in scoring position. Colby Crapo will stand in now with the Patriot in scoring position, nobody out. Crapo takes high for ball one. Going to have a pinch hitter up next. As looks like Alexander Jurgensen will pinch hit for Hegan, and I would assume stay in to play left field. Called strike once. The count, 2 balls and 1 strike to Crapo. UNC Pembroke looking for the sweep of Augusta. They won 14-3 in game 1. They're up 17-2, top of the 6th inning in game number 2. Ball 3 to Crapo. That's in there for a strike, and the count has now run full. The Patriot right fielder. Called strike 3. So Crapo is down on strikes for out number 1. And that will bring up Alexander Jurgensen, pinch hitter. Jurgensen batting .125 on the season. He's 1 for 8. Has a run scored, a double, 2 RBIs. As a pinch hitter, he is 0 for 2. He's replacing Jack Hegan, a strikeout victim in his lone at-bat. Big cut, comes up empty. Jurgensen, 6'4" sophomore out of Arvada, Colorado. Graduate of Ralston Valley High School. Transferred to the Patriots from the University of San Diego. That was in there for strike 2. Line drive grounder right at the third baseman, Ward. Hot shot, but he was up to the task. Fields and throws Jurgensen out at first. We're out number 2. So I'll leave it up to Mickey Skoll, third baseman, to see if he can bring in Carson Jones, who still stands on second after his leadoff double. Skoll, 0 for 1. Ground out to third. Hits in the air to shallow right center. Kaufman over. Makes the call and the catch for out number 3. So leadoff double by Carson Jones goes for naught. We head to the top of the 5th. Flagler leads Francis Marion 2-0. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swan Falls Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swan Falls Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 New pitcher for your Patriots. Freshman right-hander Joshua Collins, 6'3", out of Florence, South Carolina, and South Florence High School. Making his 5th appearance, all in relief. No record, no saves. 3.1, 3 1/3 innings pitched. 3 hits allowed, 5 runs, 3 of those earned. 1 walk, 1 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .214 against him. He takes over for Ethan Meese, who did exactly what head coach Art Abbott needed, 3 scoreless innings. Due up for Flagler here in the 5th, Ward, Carney, and Garcia. Columbus State looking for the sweep of North Georgia. Columbus won the first game 12-2. They're up 2-0, top of the second in game number 1, or game number 2. Jaden Ward, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and called out on strikes. Ground ball, hard hit off the leg of Skull. Rebounds to shortstop Maddox, who retires Ward at first on the, you've probably never seen the 5-6-3 put out. Skull at third took that one off the shin. You'll need to put some ice on that tonight, probably. But it, fortuitous bounce right to Maddox, who throws Ward out at first. Chase Carney, 0 for 1, a fly out and the hit by pitch. That hit by pitch came with the bases loaded and drove in a run. It's a high chopper through the left side. That'll get through for a base hit. Carney with his 5th hit of the series. That'll bring up Donovan Garcia. Garcia 1 for 2 in this contest. His season average now at .265. Carney, the runner at first, 4 out of 5 in stolen bases this season. So Collins is going to keep an eye on him. Runner goes, ball's hit in the left field. That's a base hit. Carney will take third easily. Throw comes into second. And Garcia has his third 2-hit game of the series. So with one out, Saints have runners on the corners. For the first baseman, Drew Annette. Annette 0 for 2. That will bring out head coach Art Nabinant to the mound. See if this is for a talk or a change. And they will be going to the bullpen. We'll take a 30-second break, come back to tell you who the new Francis Marion pitcher is. This is Patriots Sports Network. Well, as we've said more times than any other Patriot pitcher in program history, the new pitcher is Christian Umflett, senior right-hander out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Graduate of South Mecklenburg High School, making his program record 77th career appearance and his career record 75th appearance in relief. And this is his 5th season, the extra year granted by the NCAA due to the COVID pandemic shortening last year. Career record of 14-11 with 11 saves, 165 innings thrown. This season, Umflett making his 10th appearance, all in relief. That ties for the team lead, a 1-0 record, 3 saves, 16 1/3 innings pitched, 22 hits allowed, 14 runs, all earned, 11 strikeouts, 4 walks. And he enters with a difficult situation of runners on the corners and only 1 out. Although he does have the benefit of facing batters number 8 and 9 in the order. So Drew Annette, the first baseman, will stand in. Annette 0 for 2. This was his first action of the series. And that way out in front of that offering for strike 1. Of course, what the Patriots need here is either a ground ball that can result in a double play, or a pop-up, or a strikeout. In the dirt, nice drop by Freeman, keeps the runners at first and third. Garcia, the runner at first, does have 1 stolen base this season. That's Donovan Garcia at first. Griffin Garcia in the on-deck circle. Runner goes. Pitch is thrown right. The throw to second was right into the runner. And again, if Wakefield had been able to hang on to that, which would have been a difficult play, probably would have been out. But as it is, it goes as a stolen base. Pitch was a ball. And so the Saints have runners on second and third now with just 1 out. And a 2-1 count on Annette at the plate. Infield now coming in. As the Patriots will look to, at least in on the corners, they'll look to cut off a run at the plate if possible. 2-2 pitch up coming from Christian Umflet. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout by Umflet there. Now there are 2 outs. Infield can go back to normal depth. Runners still remain at second and third. Carney at third. Donovan Garcia at second. And Griffin Garcia now stands in at the plate. He is 0 for 1, a walk, and then was caught stealing and struck out back in the fourth. Ground ball at Maddox at short. He fields. Throw to first. Pulls Hardy off the bag, but he was able to hang on long enough to record the out, so good job on both ends. Garcia's retired 6-3, and the Patriots escaped that jam, stranding runners at second and third. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Time to get some hits. Flagler leads Francis Marion 2-0. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
Francis Marion University has been around for more than 50 years, but now more than ever, we're looking to the future. 13 new programs in 6 years. Majors in engineering, advanced healthcare, environmental science, and more on the way. New programs that meet the challenges of tomorrow. Your future depends on what you study today, and at FMU, your future is bright. New pitcher in for Flagler. Number 29, 6'4" freshman right-hander Jake Hill out of Cumming, Georgia, Forsyth Central High School. Hill making his 8th appearance, all in relief. No record, no saves, 5.40 ERA, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. Opponents batting .276 against him. He will face Freeman, Hanna, and Wakefield here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A nice collegiate start for Daniel Fisher of the Saints. Fisher goes 4 innings, 62 pitches, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. Freeman 0 for 1 here in this contest. Hill, sidearm pitcher, comes freewheeling from about third base if you're a right-handed batter. Tristan Freeman out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, St. James High School. Line drive, right field line, just foul. So Hill ahead of his first batter, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Further action continuing in the Flagler bullpen. Two pitch goes all the way to the back. Stops the count now on Freeman. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Patriots leadoff man here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Francis Marion winners of game 1, 5-2. A couple of RBIs from Todd Maddox and a 3-run double by Colby Crapo. Quality pitching by Weston Rogers and Reese Kleinhelter. Patriots have been behind from the jump here in game number 2 as Flagler plated 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning. It's in there called strike 3, and Freeman is down on strikes for out number 1. Bill Hanna will be next. Hanna 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. Patriots' only hit was a leadoff double in the bottom of the 4th inning by Carson Jones, the DH. Ground ball. Third baseman Ward up with it. High throw. And that's going to be an infield single for Hanna. Slow roller to third. Ward had to charge. His throw was high. Not sure the throw would have had him anyway. Although it did pull Annette off the bag, but it'll go as an infield single. Second hit of the game for Francis Marion. That'll bring up Tanner Wakefield. Wakefield 0 for 0 here in second game. Pair of walks. Adding to his top 10 standing and on-base percentage in the Peach Belt Conference. Will Hardy in the on-deck circle. Kind of quiet at the ballpark right now. We need to make some noise. I think I heard the umpire's clicker change the last time pitch came in there. Hill chases Hanna back to first. Hanna again 6 for 8 in stolen bases. Leads the Patriots this year, so he's always a threat to run. He goes. Ball's granted back up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. Hanna will go to third. So runners on the corners now. There's a little bit of noise in the ballpark now. Runners on the corners with 1 out for Will Hardy. Coach Navinet puts Hanna in motion, and hit and run results in a single. And that will facilitate a pitching change. New pitcher in for the Saints. Number 34, Jet Walsh, 6'5" junior left-hander out of Stuart, Florida, Martin County High School. Season numbers on Walsh. His 9th appearance that leads the squad, or shares the team lead. He has made 3 starts. 0-3 record, 6.61 ERA, 16 1/3 innings pitched, 19 hits, 14 runs, 12 of those earned, 12 walks, 20 strikeouts. Opponents batting .284 against him. So at some point he obviously was one of the Flagler starters this season. He will enter as Umflett did in the top half of this frame with 1 out and runners on the corners. Unlike Umflett, who had the bottom of the order to deal with, Walsh will have Will Hardy, the 3-batter, and Todd Maddox, the 4-batter, to deal with. Hardy 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice grounder his last trip. See, Flagler will hold the runner on at first, so again, Hardy has the hole to hit through on the right side if he can pull something. So Jake Hill goes just a third of an inning, a strikeout, 2 walks, or 2 base hits, excuse me. And he's responsible for the 2 runners on base now. Hardy, the only left-handed bat in the lineup here in game number 2. Further action in the Flagler bullpen. Hardy takes high for ball 2. Patriots now with 3 base hits. Still looking for the first run. Outside ball 3. And that's ball 4. So the bases are now loaded for the Patriot cleanup man, Todd Maddox. Maddox 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out, and Flagler will go to the bullpen again as they're playing lefty, righty, righty matchups here. So Walsh only goes 1 batter, and that's a walk to the left-hander Hardy. They will bring in, looks like number 15, I think. Yep, number 15, Noah Allen, 6'4" sophomore right-hander out of Smithburg, Maryland, and Smithburg High School. Allen making his 5th appearance, all in relief. No record, no saves, no ERA. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned, thus the 0 ERA. 4 strikeouts, no walks. Opponents batting .077 against him. Allen, a submariner. We already had Walsh this inning, who was a side armor, so now we've got Allen coming from underneath. I'll date myself by saying Quisenberry or Kent Tukolvy-esque. Most people in the press box don't know who those players are. Quisenberry was a relief pitcher for the Royals, and Tukolvy was a relief pitcher for the Pirates. So Maddox comes to the plate, the Patriot RBI leader, with the bases loaded. Maddox had a single with the bases loaded back in game number 1, so he's now 3 for 6 with the bags full this season. So Hannah at third, Wakefield at second, and Hardy at first. All good speed on the base pass for Todd Maddox at the plate. As the Patriots look to break through here, trailing 2-0, bottom of the 5th inning. Swung on and missed out in front of that off-speed pitch. One hits him, and that will be another painful RBI for Todd Maddox, and the score is now 2-1. So Maddox drives in run number 27 of the year. That'll bring up a pinch hitter now for the Patriots, as Austin Moore will pinch hit for Carson Jones. Jones went 1 for 2 with the double. This gives the Patriots the lefty-righty matchup. Moore was the DH in game number 1 today. He pinch hit on Friday, was 0 for 1 with an RBI. And in game number 1 today, Austin went 0 for 4. The 0-1 to Moore. Hit in the air on the infield, right side. Infield fly rule in effect. Burke will make the catch for out number 2. And the Patriots will now lead a 2-out hit from Crapo if they want to tie the score, take the lead. Crapo 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts, both called. Bases loaded, now 2 outs. Similar situation in game number 1. He cleared the bases with a double down the left field line. We'd take a repeat performance of that. Count now 1-1 to the Patriot right fielder, as Noah Allen looks to get out of this jam with the Saints holding on to a 2-1 lead. Flagler 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Your Patriots 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Wakefield the runner at third, Hardy at second, and Maddox at first here in the bottom of the 5th. Outside, ball 3. There's nowhere for Allen to put him. So you figure Crapo should get a good pitch to hit here. Three-one offering. Outside, ball four, score is tied. So the bases loaded walk forces in the tying run in the form of Tanner Wakefield. And that will bring Alexander Jurgensen to the plate. Jurgensen pinch hit for Jack Hegan back in the fourth, stayed into play left field. He grounded out to third. Here he bats now with the score tied, bases still loaded, and 2 outs. Jurgensen 1 for 1 this season, batting with the bags loaded. That's in there for a called strike. Further action down in the Flagler bullpen. Let up in there for a swinging strike. Jurgensen way out in front. Patriot fans encouraging sophomore left fielder. Again, let up, swinging, strike 3. But the Patriots plate the 2 tying runs thanks to a hit batter Todd Maddox with the bases loaded and a bases loaded walk to Colby Crapo. Played 5 full innings. Francis Marion 2, Flagler 2. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Top of 6, brand new ball game. Jake Kaufman leaves off the 6th inning for Flagler. Kaufman 0 for 1, walked twice. Christian Umflett now with the pitcher of record for Francis Marion as the Patriots have tied the score at 2-2. Count is 1-1. Top 3 batters in the Saints lineup due up: Kaufman, Burke, and Mitchell. They have all been on base at least twice today. And that is a leadoff walk. Never a good thing to happen. To Jake Kaufman. That'll bring up the second baseman, Matthew Burke. Burke 1 for 3. Single scored in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. That puts Kaufman on base, one of the second leading base stealer in the Peach Belt Conference, 15 for 15 this season. Burke bunts to first base. Will be fielded by Umflett. He and Burke get tangled up down the first base line, but he does retire him with the toss to first. So the sacrifice bunt goes 1-3. Kaufman advancing to second. And Adam Mitchell will stand in. Mitchell, 1 for 2. Single to scored in the first, was hit by a pitch in the fourth. Art Nabinet steps out to check on his graduate student right-hander. Umflett, one of a couple Patriots, taking advantage of that additional fifth year granted by the NCAA due to last season being cut short. Mitchell's season average now at 320. Senior has 10 RBIs. And Umflett quickly jumps ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, with the speedy Kaufman, the runner at second. Line shot down the right field line, curving foul down by the bullpen. Former Patriot Tim Ward in attendance today for the duration, looks like, both games of the doubleheader. Mitchell stays alive by fouling that one off at the plate. Count remains 0-2. Runner goes from second. Ball's fouled off toward the soccer field. So Kaufman will have to return to second base. Oh, 2 pitch. Line to center field. Hanna on the run. Will get there, make the running catch. Kaufman tags at second and will advance to third, but now there are 2 outs. Nice running catch by Hanna in center. And Ashton Thomas, who's been a thorn in the Patriots side all series, will bat now. 2 outs and Kaufman at third. Thomas 1 for 3. RBI single in the first, and he will be intentionally walked. The new speed up rules. All you do is say we're intentionally walking him. He goes down to first. No pitches thrown. So Jaden Ward will stand in now with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Ward 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning. His season average at 241. Patriots would dearly like to get out of this without allowing a run, seeing how we finally tied it in the 5th inning. Hit to center field. Hannah going back, retreating near the wall or near the track. Will make the back-pedaling catch for out number 3. So the Saints strand runners on the corners. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2. Francis Marion and Flagler. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swan Fox Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swan Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 New pitcher for Flagler here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That individual is number 17, Nick Pfeiffer, 6'1" freshman right-hander out of St. Augustine, Florida, right there in town, St. Augustine High School. Pfeiffer making his 7th appearance of the year, all in relief, no record, no saves, a 3.00 ERA, 6 innings thrown, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs both earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, opponents batting .158 against him. He will face Skull, Freeman, and Hannah. 8, 9, and 1 in the Patriot lineup. Out-of-town scoreboard. Second game of their doubleheader, Georgia Southwestern leads Georgia College down in Milledgeville, 1-0 bottom of the 3rd inning. Young Harris, which won the first game of the doubleheader in extra innings, leads Lander 3-0 top of 1 in game number 2. And Georgia College and Columbus tied up 4-4 bottom of the 4th in game number 2 after the Cougars won the opening game. So Skull fouls out to the second baseman Burke down the right field line for out number 1. That'll bring up Tristan Freeman. UNC Pembroke swept their doubleheader from Augusta University today, winning 14-3 and 19-3. The Braves will be the Patriots' opponents next weekend up in Pembroke. In the latest installment of the Battle for I-95, although we explained on yesterday that this is actually a Battle of I-95 as well, just we're separated by 5 hours with Flagler and only 45 minutes with UNC Pembroke. High fly ball to shallow center field. Kaufman coming in. Calls off the infielders. Cannot make the catch. Freeman will hustle into second with the 2-base error on the center fielder. Kaufman had a long run, called the infielders off. Got there, ball hit in his glove and popped out. And Freeman running on the play made it safely into second base. So the Patriots have a runner in scoring position with 1 out, and Bill Hanna will bat. Hanna 1 for 2. Walk, singled and scored in the 5th. He looks to bunt, takes ball 1. Third baseman Ward playing now a little bit more in, knowing Hannah's always capable of putting down the bunt. This time swinging away, but he takes strike one. As you can see, shadows a little bit taking over Cornell Field here at Sparrow Stadium. Much of the seats now in shade. Hannah batting .256 on the season, does have 9 RBIs. Has spent the majority of the season in the bottom third of the lineup, batting leadoff for the first time this season here in the doubleheader. High, count now even 2-2. Wakefield on deck. Tanner's been on base all 3 times today. Little flare to left field. Going to be caught by the shortstop, Donovan Garcia, on the edge of the grass. So Tanner Wakefield now needs a 2-out knock. If the Patriots intend to take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Wakefield 1 for 1. Walk in the first, walk in the third, single in the 5th, scored a run. So Nick Pfeiffer trying to hopefully erase the fielding error by retiring Wakefield. Patriots looking to take the lead with an unearned run. As we mentioned in game number 1 today, the 6th inning has been the second most productive inning of this year for the Patriots. 33 runs scored. We scored 4 in the 6th inning of game number 1. Fly ball right field. Mitchell retreating, but he will make the catch for out number 3. So the 2-base error that allowed Freeman to reach is erased by the next 2 batters being retired. We head to the top of the 7th. Francis Marion 2, Flagler 2. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Sponsors. And if you've heard this every time I've read it this weekend, you're free to join along and read with me. Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Ken Jackson and Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Rains Hospitality, including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Courtyard by Marriott, Comfort Inn and Hyatt Place, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, Chick-fil-A, CN3 Performance Enhancement, FBI Construction, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC and Arby's, Florence Toyota, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzle and Steakhouse, State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. In all seriousness, the Patriots appreciate the sponsorship of these organizations. Top of the 7th inning, Christian Umflett back on the mound for the Patriots. his third inning of work. He will face Carney, Donovan Garcia, and Annette. Spots 6, 7, and 8 in the Flagler order. This is the rubber game of the series. Flagler won last night 11-6. Patriots won 5-2 in game number 1 of today's doubleheader. Ground ball right side. That goes through for a base hit. And Saints have their leadoff man on here in the 7th. Donovan Garcia, the shortstop, will stand in. He's 2 for 3, pair of singles. Carney, that's his second straight base hit. He's now 2 for 3 here in the second game of the doubleheader. Garcia looks to bunt and bunts it foul as Umflett kicks it foul over to the dugout just to make sure it doesn't come back fair. Where's Coach Rincon? That wasn't bad execution there by the graduate student reliever. See if Garcia is still bunting. He is. He bunts it to first base. That will work for the sacrifice. As Umflett flips to Hardy for the putout. Carney moves to second on the play. So Drew Annette will bat. Annette 0 for 3. Fly out. Field a short grounder and strikeout. And they'll have a pinch hitter for Annette. So that will be number 25, Miles Colangelo, 5'10" sophomore out of Palm Beach, Florida. Served as the DH during the first 2 games of the series. Fly ball left field, pretty well hit. Jorgensen retreating. It is ground rule double as it hit between the chain link part and the padding. So that'll be a ground rule double. So the RBI double by Colangelo, pinch hitting. Plates the go-ahead run for Flagler with Carney crossing home plate. Griffin Garcia bats now, the catcher. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Garcia spoils that pitch off. Remain alive, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Flagler fans were complaining that it was a home run by Colangelo, but what happened is there's a chain link fencing above the padded wall, and it hit right at the base of the chain link to lodge between that and the pads. And that's why it was a ground rule double. It did not clear the fence for a home run. 1-2 pitch from Umflett to Griffin Garcia. Outside ball 2. Flagler now with 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Patriots 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Swing and a miss. So Garcia's down on strikes for out number 2. Colangelo remains the runner at second. And back to the top of the order in the form of Jake Kaufman. Kaufman 0 for 1, has walked 3 straight times. Also stolen his 15th base of the season. That pitch is in there for strike 2. Oh-2 offering from Umflett upcoming. In the dirt, blocked by Freeman, but Colangelo takes the extra base on the wild pitch, and he will now be at third. One-two pitch. Outside. Count now 2-2. Key situation right here is the Patriots want to keep it at a 1-run deficit. Flagler looking to add on. Check swing, doesn't matter, called strike 3. So Flagler picks up the go-ahead run on a ground rule RBI double pinch hit by Colangelo, but he is stranded at third. We head to the 7th inning stretch. Flagler leads Francis Marion 3-2. It's the Patriot Sports Network.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
Back for the bottom of the 7th. New first baseman for Flagler as Garrett Wilt, 6'2" freshman out of Lakeland, Florida, and a graduate of Lakeland High School, comes into play first base for Drew Annette, who was pinch hit for by Miles Colangelo. Nick Pfeiffer continues on the mound, now in a position to pick up a win as Flagler has taken the lead. He will face Hardy, Maddox, and Jones, 3-4-5. Hardy, Maddox, and Moore, 3-4-5 in the Patriot order. Will Hardy 0 for 2 with a walk today. 1-2 pitch from Pfeiffer. Ground ball to first base. Wilt will be tried out on the first play, but he's up to the challenge, feels it, and takes it himself for out number 1. That'll bring up Todd Maddox, shortstop, looking to extend his hitting streak. It's at 8 games, looking to make it 9. He's already extended his streak of safely reaching base. And he is hit by a pitch again. For the second consecutive at-bat. We mentioned Maddox streak. Now 31 consecutive games for safely reaching base. But his hitting streak may have ended at 7 unless the Patriots can get back around for him to bat again. So Austin Moore. Austin Moore, who pinch hit for Carson Jones in the DH spot before, stays in that position. He popped to second with the bases loaded back in the 5th. His season averaging out 273. Ground ball, chopper through the left side. That gets in for a base hit. He just grounded that chopped it through the 5.5 hole on the left side. So runners at first and second now for Colby Crapo. Crapo had the big 3-run double in game number 1 today. He drove in the tying run in the 5th inning here, tied it at 2 with a bases loaded walk. Flagler has since scored a 3rd run to go back up 3-2. So Crapo with another chance to come through here in the clutch. 1 out, runners at first and second. Fly ball, center field. Kaufman there. Maddox tagging, he will bluff and not go. So 2 outs now. Runners remain at first and second for Alexander Jurgensen. AJ 0 for 2 since coming on in the place of Jack Hegan. Ground ball to third and a strikeout. Even if the Patriots do not score, Maddox guaranteed another at-bat in the at least bottom of the 9th if that's the way the game progresses. Fouled off over the Patriot dugout. Jurgensen now down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Maddox the runner at second. Austin Moore the runner at first. Hit by Moore was the 4th of the game for the Patriots. Mickey Skoll in the on-deck circle if AJ can extend the inning. Waste pitch way up high, count now 1-2. Swung on and foul tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. So the Patriots strand a couple of runners. We head to the top of the 8th. Flagler leads 3-2. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Top of the 8th, new pitcher for Francis Marion is 31, Austin Moody, 6'3" senior right-hander out of Dillon, South Carolina, and Dillon High School. Moody making his 3rd appearance of the year, all in relief, no record, 4.50 ERA. 2 innings thrown, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts. He will face Burke, Mitchell, and Thomas. 2, 3, 4 in the Flagler order. Burke, 1 for 3. Single and a run scored in the first, also has a sacrifice bunt. Little looper to right field. Hardy almost in his tracks. Makes the catch for out 1. That'll bring up Adam Mitchell. Mitchell 1 for 3. Single and a run scored. Was also hit by a pitch. His season average now at .317. Mitchell out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Ground ball just misses Coach Barnett down in the 3rd base coaching box. So Moody quickly heading the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Line drive back up the middle, gets through for a base hit. Mitchell with the wide turn at first, but the ball's thrown back in quickly, and he retreats. Ashton Thomas will bat the DH. 1 for 3. RBI single in the first. Struck out and reached on a wild pitch in the 3rd. Struck out in the 4th. intentionally walked in the 6th. Patriots will employ the shift on him again. Thomas with 6 hits in the series. One pitch, runner going. Grounded to third. Skull makes the play. Long throw across in time. Mitchell advances to second on the play. Skull was the lone fielder on that side of the infield, but ball was hit right to him. So 2 down now with Mitchell now the runner at second. And Jaden Ward will stand in. Third baseman is 0 for 3. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Nice pitch inside corner, ties him up. Flagler has left 13 men on base to this point. The Patriots 11. So there have been plenty of opportunities, just not a lot of scoring. Line drive, right center field. That gets down for a base hit. That will score an insurance run. So the Flagler advantage moves to 4-2 on the 2-out RBI single by Jaden Ward. That'll bring up Chase Carney. Left fielder is 2 for 3. Was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the first inning, drove in a run. Flagler with 2 runs in the first, led that until the 5th when the Patriots plated 2 to tie it. Flagler has now scored single runs in the 7th and 8th innings to take the 4-2 advantage. That pitch hits Carney. And so the Saints have runners at first and second now with 2 outs for Donovan Garcia, shortstop. He is 2 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt. Further action down in the Patriot bullpen. In the dirt, good stop by Freeman to hold the runners where they are. Line drive foul outside of third. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Garcia has 5 hits in the series. That ball's in the dirt. blocked by Freeman, but not before the runners could advance on the wild pitch. He kept it from going to the backstop. So as Umflett did last inning, Moody must do here. Get a third out without letting another run in. The margin stands at 2 now. Runners at second and third. Ground ball back up the middle. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. The margin is now 6-2. So a trio of two-out runs here have lifted the margin of the advantage to Flagler to 6-2. And that will bring out Coach Art Nabinet.
Get the pitcher coming in 3, please. Yeah, goes up.
Tyler Davis, the new Patriot hurler, as he will come in relief of Moody. Davis, a freshman out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 5'8" right-hander, graduate of Carolina Forest High School. Davis appeared last night. This will be his 6th appearance all in relief, no record. 3.38 ERA, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 2 runs both earned, 6 walks and 3 strikeouts. Opponents batting only .059 against him. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard. Georgia Southwestern, which won the opener with Georgia College 6-3. Hurricanes lead 3-1, bottom of the 5th as they look for the sweep in Milledgeville. Young Harris defeated Lander 6-5 in 12 innings in game number 1. The Mountain Lions lead 7-1, top of the 3rd in game 2. UNC Pembroke swept a doubleheader from Augusta, winning 14-3 and 19-3. Columbus State defeated North Georgia 12-2 in game number 1, but the Nighthawks lead 7-6, top of the 6th in game number 2. That gets you up to date on all the Peach Belt Conference action. Coming into today, the Patriots were 8th, but still only 2 games out of the coveted 4th position. Only 4 teams advanced to the Peach Belt Conference tournament. Patriots helped themselves with a game 1 win. But now we trail here 6-2, top of the 8th in game number 2. Tyler Davis will face Garrett Wilt, the new first baseman for Flagler. Wilt making his first appearance at the plate in the series. He is batting .158 on the season, 3 for 19. No homers, 2 RBIs, and a .273 on base percentage. Donovan Garcia, the runner at first. Garcia now with 6 RBIs in the series. He came in with 2 on the season. Count has run 3-1 to the Saints' first baseman. Runner goes. Pitch is ball 4. So Wilt walks. Donovan moves to second. Griffin Garcia will come to the plate now. Catcher is 0 for 3 with a walk. And let's see, I think Flagler will employ a pinch hitter. As John Fiorenza, the game 1 catcher, will come in to pinch hit. It's going to take a second as he had to hustle down from the bullpen. Probably he will stay in to catch in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fiorenza 2 for 2 with a run scored. He was on base, I believe, all 4 times in the opener. Yep, 2 hits, a walk, and hit by pitch. So Mike Parnell, home plate umpire, with some words for Fiorenza, probably in that, hey, buddy, I bet you're really gassed after running all the way down from the bullpen. You got to grab your bat and come up to the plate. Nothing like asking you to pinch hit when you're down catching relievers in the bullpen. First pitch is in there for a strike. Popped up, back of the plate. Freeman throws his mask off one way and will make the catch for out number 3. But Flagler plates a trio of insurance runs. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Flagler 6, Francis Marion 2. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swamp Fox Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swamp Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 Francis Marion University has been around for more than 50 years, but now more than ever, we're looking to the future. 13 new programs in 6 years. Majors in engineering, advanced healthcare, environmental science, and more on the way. New programs that meet the challenges of tomorrow. Your future depends on what you study today, and at Francis Marion University, your future is bright. We stand corrected as Tyler Keith, the junior, will take over the catching duties. He caught last night's contest. Going 2 for 4 at the plate with an RBI and a run scored. Nick Pfeiffer continues on the bump for the Saints. He is now the pitcher of record. Will face Skull, Freeman, and Hanna here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mickey Skull 0 for 3. Flagler 6 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. Patriots 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Ground ball right at Garcia at short. He gobbles it up. And Skull is out number 1. Tristan Freeman, 0 for 3. He did reach on a 2-8 two-base error by the center fielder in his last trip. Again, we got volleyball action coming up on Tuesday as the Patriots host UNC Pembroke. 6 o'clock first serve in the Smith University Center. Baseball team will host Georgia College for a doubleheader on Wednesday. First pitch 3 o'clock. And next Friday, more volleyball action as the Patriots entertain Georgia College, first serve 6 o'clock. Line drive down the left field line. Just foul. Hit the wall on the fly, about a foot foul. So Freeman just misses extra bases. After Wednesday's doubleheader with Georgia College, that's a makeup of a series rained out at the opening of the season. After Wednesday's twin bill, the Patriots will have a 3-game series at UNC Pembroke, which is nationally ranked, next weekend. It is a doubleheader at 1 o'clock on Saturday and a single game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Count to Freeman's now full. Patriots need some base runners here, down to our final 5 outs. Skied in the air to center field. Kaufman settles under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. Bill Hanna will bat now with 2 outs. Hanna 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Nick Pfeiffer now in his 3rd inning of work. 30 pitches, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, a strikeout, no walks. There's a little blooper into center field. That will get down for a base hit for Hanna. He's got his 2nd hit of the contest. And there's 2 out life for Francis Marion. Tanner Wakefield will come to the plate. Wakefield 1 for 2. Single and a run scored and 2 walks. With the 4-run margin, I can't imagine that Hanna would be running in this situation. Patriots need some more base runners, especially with the middle of the lineup coming up. Just need to keep the train moving. One 0 pitch. Wakefield takes low, ball 2. Further action in the Flagler bullpen. I believe that's Johnny Holstaff warming up down there. Two 0 pitch grounded foul. Little delay as they've retrieved the foul ball and another ball that got out of the Flagler bullpen. There's a line drive over down the left field line. That'll go for extra bases. I chuckled because the ball had gotten loose from the bullpen and was on the field, and the line drive double by Wakefield nearly hit the ball that had come on the field from out of the bullpen. I'm not sure how that would have been scored had that happened. But the double by Wakefield puts runners at second and third and 2 outs for Will Hardy. Hardy 0 for 3 with a walk. Patriots a chance to get back in this contest here with a base hit. Todd Maddox will be next. He's in the on-deck circle. Line drive sprayed down the left field line into the Flagler bullpen. So a 2-out single and a 2-out double have a couple of Patriots in scoring position for Will Hardy. As Patriots look to cut into that 4-run margin. Nice pitch in there for called strike 2. Waste pitch that did not cause Hardy to offer. That was a defensive swing, fouled it off. Count remains 1-2. Little pop into center field, but it's going to carry far enough. Kaufman makes the catch for out number 3. So the Patriots squander another scoring opportunity, leaving runners at second and third. We head to the 9th. Flagler 6, Francis Marion 2. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Ninth inning, Flagler leading your Patriots 6-2. It'll be top of the order, Kaufman, Burke, and Mitchell, due up to face Tyler Davis. Kaufman 0 for 2 with 3 walks. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, Patriots' last hope. It'll be Maddox, Austin Moore, and Colby Crapo. 4, 5, and 6 in the Patriot lineup. There's a line drive to center field, and Kaufman has his first hit of game number 2. And he's on base for the 4th time. Matthew Burke will bat. Burke is 1 for 4. Single and a run scored. Also has a sacrifice bunt. His season average now at 248. That one is scorched foul down the right field line. Ground ball to Skull at third. To Wakefield at second for 1. Not in time to turn the 5-4-3 double play, however. So Burke will reach on the fielder's choice and replace Kaufman as the runner at first, now with 1 out. And that brings up Adam Mitchell, right fielder. 2 for 4. Pair of singles, pair of runs scored, also was hit by a pitch. His season average now at 324. Fly ball right field. Crapo retreating. Makes the catch. Gets it back in as the runner Burke quickly retreats back to first base. So the Saints entered this series batting only .228 as a team, but they pounded out 18 hits last night. 9 hits in the game 1 of this doubleheader, and now they've got 12 here in game number 2. Six of those hits have come from this young man, Ashton Thomas, the DH in this contest. He's 1 for 4. Also walked, or was intentionally walked, in the 6th inning. Davis on the mound for the Patriots, also from Myrtle Beach, Carolina Forest High School product. Ground ball at Wakefield to second base, through his legs into right field. That'll be an error on the play. Burke will motor around to third. So the first miscue of this contest for the Patriot defense. Runners on the corners now, 2 outs for the third baseman, Jaden Ward. Ward 1 for 4, RBI single and a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. popped up left side. Skull battling the sun. Maddox will call him off and make the catch in foul territory for out number 3. So the 2-out error does not come back to haunt the Patriots. Flagler strands a couple of runners. That is 17 now left on base by the Saints here in game number 2. We head to the bottom of the ninth. 6-2 Flagler leading Francis Marion. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The world is changing, and Francis Marion University is leading the way as it prepares the young men and women for the future. We've added 5 new classroom buildings and 13 new academic programs in the past 6 years, and more are on the way. We're preparing to build a new environmental research center. We're expanding programs in engineering, business, education, healthcare, and the arts and sciences, and we're adding new fields when they're needed. When tomorrow comes, we'll be ready. Best of all, our students will too.
New pitcher in the bottom of the ninth for Flagler, Christian O'Kelly. He is among the save leaders in the Peach Belt Conference, although this is not a save situation. 6'1" junior right-hander out of Port St. Lucie, Florida, transfer from Indian River State College. Making his 7th appearance, all in relief. No record. ERA of 0, 2 saves, 4 innings thrown, 6 hits allowed, 1 run. It was unearned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents batting .353 against him. Patriots will have Maddox, Moore, and Crapo. And if anybody should reach Jurgensen here in the bottom of the ninth, Patriots need 4, down to our last 3 outs. Check the out-of-town scoreboard one more time. Bottom of the 6th down in Milledgeville, Georgia Southwestern looking for the sweep of their doubleheader today. Leads Georgia College 5-2 in game number 2. Young Harris, extra inning winner over Lander in game 1, leads the Bearcats 7-3, bottom of the 4th of game 2. And North Georgia looking for a split of their doubleheader today, leads Columbus State 8-6, bottom of the 7th. And UNC Pembroke swept a doubleheader from Augusta, winning 14-3 and 19-3. That gets you caught up on all the Peach Belt action today. Maddox grounds to Burke at second. Nice short hop stop. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Austin Moore will come to the plate. So Maddox will finish the afternoon 0 for 2. Walked once, was hit by a pitch twice, drove in a run with one of those. So his hitting streak will end at 8 games, but his streak of safely reaching base continues, 31. Moore 1 for 2 since coming on as a replacement for Carson Jones in the DH spot. Ground ball at Burke again, another nice short hop stop. The dart throw to first, and Moore is retired 4-3. Colby Crapo will come up. Let's try somebody other than Burke at second base. He's been up to the task both times this inning, and both tough short hop grounders. Crapo 0 for 3, did drive in a run with a bases loaded walk. Line drive right field, that'll be down for a base hit. And the Patriots keep hope alive here in the bottom of the ninth with the 2-out single. That'll bring up pinch hitter for the Patriots, Harrison Bigham. Just brought up from the JV squad this week. Will get his first action at the collegiate level. Bigham, a native here of Florence and a graduate of Wilson High School, my alma mater. So a Tiger at the plate here, former Tiger at the plate here for the Patriots. Bigham hits from the left side. Line drive, base hit, left field. And Bigham has his first collegiate hit, much to the delight of the Patriot dugout. And the Patriots have runners at first and second with 2 outs for Mickey Skoll. Potential tying run is now in the on-deck circle. We need one more base runner. Bigham looks to the dugout as if to say, what's so hard about this collegiate baseball thing? He's batting 1,000. Mickey Skoll 0 for 4 today, stands in. Again, Patriots need one more base runner. Strike 2, Patriots down to their final strike. Crapo the runner at second, Bigham the runner at first. Outside, ball 1. One-two pitch. Misses. 2-2. That pitch misses high and outside. Count now full. Again, Patriots need another base runner to get that tie and run to the plate. Full count now to Skoll, the Patriot third baseman. Christian O'Kelly getting ready with the upcoming payoff pitch. The runners will be on the move. There they go. Low, ball 3. So with 2 outs, single walk, and the Patriots have brought the tying run to the plate in the form of Tristan Freeman. Freeman 0 for 4. Did reach on a 2-base error by the center fielder back in the 6th inning. Just missed a home run last at-bat when he lined it off the wall, a foot foul down the left field line. Line by, back up the middle. Burke will take himself for the force play at second, and the game is over. So your final score, Flagler 6, Francis Marion 2. Flagler takes the series 2 out of 3 games. Winning pitcher for Flagler is Nick Pfeiffer. He moves to 1-0. Losing pitcher is Christian Umflett for the Patriots. He drops to 1-1. Time of the game, 3 hours and 1 minute. Francis Marion drops to 12-11 overall, 10-11 in the Peach Belt. Flagler moves to 8-18 and 7-13 in Peach Belt Conference play. We want to thank Caleb Reeves, Darrell Bell, DeAsia Griffin, Jakari Tisdale, and also Theo Smith for filling in and learning the director's duties for the webcast today. Thanks to Jake Globe for live stats and official scoring today. Split of the 2 games today. Patriots take the opener 5-2. Flagler the nightcap 6-2. Patriots will be back in action on Wednesday, hosting Georgia College here for a doubleheader at 3 o'clock. We'll have that action for you here on the Patriot Sports Network. Our next webcast is Tuesday, however, as Francis Marion Volleyball will be in action against UNC Pembroke. That's Tuesday at 6. First serve over in the Smith University Center. We thank you for spending part of your Saturday with us. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend. Stay safe and join us again next time. This is Michael Hawkins for the Patriot Sports Network. Have a nice evening.
kids, let me paint you a picture. All of the graduates, all of the faculty, all of the administration, all of the Board of Trustees is decked out in their regalia. Their black robes, their hats, their gold tassels. It's just a most beautiful picture of a very formal kind of occasion. And here we march into the gymnasium, and the music is playing, and the gym is packed. And as we come in, and as you look up at all those people, you see families, huge families. You see not just mama and daddy and two brothers and a sister, but there's grandmama and granddaddy, there's the aunt and the uncle, there are the cousins, there are the next door neighbors. And you know why all those people are there? Because this is the very first one, the very first graduate. And I can guarantee you that when you go to that graduation, you leave with a tear in your eye, because it's so, so special.
The desire and the love to take care of people is something that you kind of have innate. You kind of just have that thing. But Frances Marion gave me the principles, and they taught me the core values. They taught me leadership qualities, and they've just been foundational and offered a family that I can keep going back to. So even though my personal biological family didn't go to a university, and I didn't really get any experience, wisdom from them for that, I gained a family that could tell me all about college and even the afterlife of college by coming to Frances Marion. And I'm not sure you would have that with, other universities. Throughout the nurse practitioner program, you're already a nurse, and you're a devoted nurse, and you don't want to just quit. And that was another thing I specifically picked this program, was because I was able to look at the curriculum and know that I could work. I even asked a couple of the professors, one being Dr. Hopla, before I started the program, and even she told me, yes, you can still work while you do this. And I did. I worked 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. Sometimes it had to be six days a week to get my 40 hours in, and I still did the nurse practitioner program. It wasn't easy, but nothing worth having is easy. Which the benefit of having classmates and professors that were both working and studying is, we would get worked up and worried about how would we ever do this. And then they would say, well, I can work these 2 12-hour shifts on the weekends and then have the week to study. Or a professor may say, well, you can get creative with your hours here. So you can tell that they've done this, that you can tell that they've gotten creative with their time as well. And then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like such a daunting task, because again, you gain wisdom from their experience.
Choosing a college isn't easy. There are lots of choices to make and so many variables to consider. How do you know when you've found just the right place? The right college will make you feel at home, and that begins with a sense of place. At Frances Marion University, we have a beautiful campus that's safe, well-maintained, and filled with smiling faces. It's the kind of place where you feel you belong, where you wake up in the morning and know that the day ahead will be one you'll savor and enjoy. Now, that doesn't mean life at FMU is easy. There will be challenges. Hard work is expected. We take our academics seriously. You should too. Earning one of our degrees is a real achievement. But some toil, some time invested in a difficult task, that's okay. That's how you grow, how you become someone. FMU is a comprehensive public university, and when it comes to academics, our students have a wide range of choices. We offer more than 75 majors and courses of study. Our professional schools in healthcare, engineering, business, and education are all well known and respected across the state. At the same time, the arts and the sciences remain the core of what we do. They are the perfect foundation for a successful career and a meaningful life. Programs are important, and we'll continue to work to produce new curriculum that meets the needs of our changing world. But we also know that a great education is less about what is taught and more about who is doing the teaching. FMU's faculty is made up of distinguished scholars and renowned researchers. They're experts in their field and expert teachers too. They love the give and take of the classroom and revel in the progress their students make. In FMU's intimate academic environment, where small classes are the norm, you'll get to know a lot of these dedicated men and women. Some you will remember forever. The academic work and its rewards are why you are here. But there will be a time and place for play, too. We have more than 60 different student organizations and field teams in 14 NCAA sports. A robust schedule of extracurriculars is a big part of each semester. You'll find space here for rest and relaxation. You'll make new friends and build relationships that last a lifetime. And then, almost as quickly as it all began, it will be over. You will graduate and move on to a life and career full of promise. You'll leave memories behind. You'll leave FMU, but you'll be welcome back anytime. Home is like that, you know. Welcome home. Welcome to FMU.